Hello, welcome. So today we're going to be taking a step into r/BestOfRedditorUpdates. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in listening to with me today, then please do stick around and enjoy. And don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Thank you. And of course, quick disclaimer, any opinions that I give on the post we read today are just opinions, not facts, do not need to be taken as such. If you have a different opinion, that is great. Do feel free to share it in the comments, just make sure you're keeping it respectful with each other. There is no need to be mean just because you do not agree. With that being said, let's get into it then, shall we? Okay then, this one was posted by Direct Caterpillar 77. I, 21F, found a spy camera in my room after my stepdad, 36M, put a surveillance camera in my window. Ew. All of the heebies majeebies. I do not like that at all. So the original poster was u/KE So of course Direct Caterpillar is not the original poster. The original poster is u/KT Direct Caterpillar is the person who compiled it together for us like a lovely wee bean. We have a trigger warning for predatory and abusive behaviour. Oh, so yeah, bear that in mind and don't continue if those are things that you find to be sensitive topics. I have a feeling this one is going to be grotesque and creepy. So it was originally posted June 17th, 2023. My stepdad, 36M, installed a surveillance camera positioned outside of my window to scan our backyard while him and my mother and two younger brothers go camping. I couldn't go on the trip since I had work, so I was staying home to house sit and feed our animals. My stepdad recently put up new cameras outside, so I didn't see anything wrong with him positioning one outside my window. Come to find out the very next day, I had my boyfriend stay over, and he found that the surveillance camera that was ran from outside my window and into my room was being powered by one of those spy camera power blocks. Ugh. For context, my relationship with my stepdad hasn't always been the best, and we tend to butt heads a lot. He's said a lot of questionable things in the past that I've written off because he's my dad and I would never think he would intend it to be inappropriate or harmful. He's been in my life since I was 8 years old. Of course, I'm second guessing everything now that I found this camera. It was positioned to point directly at my bedroom door from the far wall, so it has direct view of my entire room, which I change in. That is so friggin' creepy. I mean, there's no really good excuse you can have for having a camera pointing into your stepdaughter's room. Like, what is wrong with you, you absolute freak? I tried desperately to rationalise it and think it was maybe a mistake, like he grabbed the wrong charger box, or maybe he was just trying to look for intruders, but really, there is no excuse for putting a camera in my bedroom. The camera even had an SD card in it. Oh, so he was watching that back as well. I'm beyond devastated. My stepdad even suggested I invite my boyfriend over while they were gone so I have someone here, which is something he would never do considering he's made it clear before that he doesn't want him over when no one is home because he doesn't want us fucking in his home. Oh, that's creepy. My boyfriend and I are going through the SD card to see if there is anything on it. I'm at a complete loss at how to even bring this up to my mum. I confided in my aunt and uncle since they live close by, and they have been very supportive of me having a conversation with my mum about it. This whole situation is extremely upsetting. I at least have some family to support me as I navigate this, but I don't even know how to bring this up to my mum. This is obviously going to change everything. She had my 5-year-old half-brother with him. My mind is racing with the consequences this is going to have on our family. Has anyone that has been in a similar situation have advice? How can I do this without causing extreme damage to the family, although that may be impossible? Thank you in advance. TLDR, I found a hidden camera that my stepdad put in my room. How do I bring this up to my mum? Honestly, there is no way to bring this up without causing damage, but it's not the OP that's going to be causing damage. It's the stepdad that's caused the damage with his actions. The OP is just the person shining a light on it and finally bringing it to everybody's attention. And that doesn't mean that they're the person causing the problem. Again, the blame lies solely on the stepdad. It's creepy. It's disgusting. There is no excuse. and something needs to be done because who the hell knows how long this kind of behavior's been going on for. Update 1? I don't want to make a whole new thread since I want to make a new update when my parents get back Monday, but I want to thank everyone for all the advice. I went to the police station tonight and filed a police report and turned in the spy camera with the SD card. The officers said that this is a serious offence and I will likely get a call early next week from an investigator due to the severity of the situation. I'm planning on telling my mother about the police report after we have a conversation about this on Monday with my aunt and uncle present. As for people messaging me about my profile, thank you for reminding me to delete my personal information. Please do not dox or try to seek out any sort of justice for me, as this may affect my case. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, this is just highlighting why we should not put personal information on the internet. And I'm not saying that to dog on the OP. I'm saying that as in this is a perfect example of why. Do not put private information, personal information on the internet. Do not record videos near your house and post them on the internet unless you want every fucker who has just, a little too much time on their hands to be able to find out where you live. It is incredibly scary how little information and how little visual information people need to find where you live. Don't put your last name or your middle names online. Don't put your full date of birth. Just anything. Keep some anonymity when online. It's way better to do it that way because this world is only getting scarier and scarier with how easy it is for people to find out very private stuff about you, use that to stalk you, or worse. So yeah, don't do it. That was a PSA. You're welcome. Respect my privacy during this time, please, as it may be crucial during this investigation. This was the hardest thing I ever had to do, but whatever this shit was, it's ending with me. I hope I can get justice for myself and any other victims who may have been violated by him, since this will be heavily investigated, and the officer said it will likely be looked into further, such as search warrants and looking for more SD cards. I'm hanging on by a thread, but the support I have is what's keeping me together. I'm staying with my boyfriend tonight to keep out of the house. Thanks again for all the love and supportive messages. I'll update again soon. Now I wonder if he's got a live link to these spy cameras also, because I know obviously you can have cameras that have SD card. Because obviously you can have cameras that save to an SD card, but you can still have a live link to them as well. Yeah, I wonder if he has that and if he's seen that she's found it. If he did, I hope he was friggin' quaking in his boots thinking what was gonna happen. Update 2. It's the next morning, and once my boyfriend wakes up, we're going back to my house today to look for any more secret cameras, either in the bathroom or my brother's rooms, so I can submit for more evidence. I'm iffy about searching my parents' room for more evidence, as it's likely he has a hidden camera in there to see me do it. Still on the fence about having a police officer search the house. Why? Just have them do it. Oh no, wait, they would have to get permission of the homeowner, wouldn't they? Or a warrant, I suppose, depending on where you are. So I guess they can't just do that. If I do, I'll be sure to update after I'm finished and in a safe space. My aunt has offered to come with me to help me search. Again, thank you everyone for the support. I'm trying as best as I can to do this the right way and get as much done with the time I have left. I'm mentally and emotionally drained, but I'll be seeking resources once all of this is said and done. I'm reading everyone's comments, so I'm taking all the advice I can get. Update 3. I probably won't be able to update for a few days since today is the day that I talked to my mum, but I just wanted to share the plan I made and the hopes for what happens today. After talking with my aunt, uncle, boyfriend, and my cousin who is a civil lawyer, I've decided that I will speak to my mum in a separate location from my stepdad. I was going to say it's going to be very risky to talk to him and her at the house, because he's unhinged enough to be hiding spy cameras in his stepdaughter's room. What else is he unhinged enough to do? Safety first, people. Most likely, I'll have her meet me somewhere outside of our home. I'll have my aunt with me, and this is where I'll explain everything to her. The camera, past uncomfortable experiences I've had with my stepdad that I originally brushed off because he was my dad, video footage of him deliberately setting it up and angling it, and footage of me in my room. I'm praying she understands why I had to go to my aunt instead of her, considering she was not in town and I was worried for her safety if I told her what happened. She was stuck with him and my brothers about 4 hours away for the weekend. I'm hoping with my aunt there and her being away from my stepdad that I'll prevent her from reacting out of anger and search for him and escalate the situation then and there. And I hope my aunt can provide some support for myself and her. I'm prepared for her to go through the same process I went through, such as reasoning and denial, but with the evidence, there's no possible way she can deny it. I'm preparing myself for the worst. I just hope that I can be strong for her and support her as all this hits her like it did me. Honestly, I really hope that the mum takes on board what the OP is telling her and believes the OP and takes it seriously, because I read a lot of things like this where the OP will go to their mum and say, you know, the stepdad's been creepy, inappropriate, done this, done that, done the other, and the mums don't listen and they brush it off because they're more concerned about being in a relationship than they are about their own kid. Granted, the OP's 21, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's still freaking creepy. I will not be returning home or facing him today. My boyfriend will be on standby to pick up my brothers if needed, since my aunt has offered for them to stay with us, so my aunt can talk to my stepdad without them there. I'll ask my mum to meet me and of course not tell my stepdad about the circumstances. Maybe she can tell him that she's going to the grocery store. I don't want him getting any hints that she could be meeting with me. Yeah, that's it, because I mean at this point surely he has figured out that she's found the cameras. I refuse to believe that he doesn't have some sort of live link to those cameras. Like, in this day and age, it's so easy to buy such small cameras that do that. It is so scary. I know I've said it a lot, but I truly do appreciate the support system I have, not only with my family, but here too. This has been a nightmare, but hearing everyone's stories about this, proving it's way too common, is what is helping me get through this and pushing me to do the right thing. Not only am I a victim in this, but my boyfriend as well, and God knows who else. The confrontation won't happen for about another 7 hours, so in the meantime, I'll be reading over comments and preparing myself for what comes today. Thank you guys. I can't even imagine how torturous it must have been those 7 hours waiting to go and, you know, tell all of that to the mum. Like, I bet that was just awful, awful, awful. Update June 22nd, 2023, 5 days later. Update to my situation. I'm not sure why, but I can't figure out why my post on r/relationship advice is unable to be edited, but I'm sure a lot of you will find it here. So, here's somewhat of an update. Hi guys, I know a lot of people have been waiting for an update on what happened and about my safety. For the reasons that my post is becoming somewhat viral and showing up on other platforms, I don't think I can share many other details until this ball starts rolling with police reports. Just know that I am safe, and I have been very busy the past few days with apartment hunting, working, and attempting to heal. Most of you may have guessed it, but my stepdad got to my mum before I was able to. I did think that might happen because, like I say, I'm pretty certain he would have had a live link. He would have seen that she'd found it, taken it down, turned it off, and then, you know, he knows the jig is up then. You can kind of assume how that's been going. I promise that once the investigation actually starts and my mum finds out about it, I'll be here sharing more of what happened. I don't want to remove my posts in case someone else may be going through the same thing and needs support of you guys, as shown in my comments. I appreciate everyone rooting for me, and I'm sorry to say that my mother isn't on my side right now, for fuck's sake. Why does this happen so often? If I was dating a guy and my kid come to me and said, I have found a camera in my bedroom, I'm telling you now, that bloke, I would make sure he never saw the light of day. I've more so been focusing on myself since the conversation and trying to make the most of the situation. On the bright side, I've been able to hang out with my cousin and she helps keep my mind off things. I'm doing my best and will update when it feels like the right time. Thank you guys. So we have an update June 18th, 2024, 1 year later. OP says it's been a while. I would never have thought that my post from a little over a year ago would reach so many people. I'm so thankful for all the support that Reddit has given me. First, I apologise for taking a while to update, and I'm sorry in advance if this isn't the update you were hoping / waiting for so long. But here it is, and I'll answer some questions a lot of you might have to the best of my ability. A lot of you probably want to hear that my boyfriend and I got justice for what my mother's husband did to us. I really wish I could say we did, but given our shitty police system and outside factors, we have not. That is really disappointing. I keep contact with my brothers and mum, but contact is now severely limited because of this situation. It pains me to not be able to see my younger brothers like I used to, but honestly, it isn't my choice, and I've come to accept it. My mother is still with him and continuing to isolate herself from family. Your mother is an idiot. I'm sorry, but she is. How could you find that out and still be with that absolute turd burger? Whether that's because of her husband or her own shame, I'm not sure. Maybe both? I know a lot of you were rooting for me and wishing me nothing but the best, so I'll give some updates on my personal growth. My boyfriend and I moved in together, I graduated nursing school, and I started my new job last month. We have been trying to heal from what happened and have been growing our relationship. We're planning a trip together soon. I'm still surrounded by some amazing friends and family, aunt and uncle, who have been our rocks through this and helped us cope with everything. I'm at a place where I can finally talk about everything again, so I'll do my best to answer some questions. Thanks again to everyone who reached out concerned for me, even the weird ones who tried creating lore for me and theorizing my entire life. Y'all are really strange, but again, it's Reddit, so whatever. Edit, I just want to add that I've seen all the TikToks and YouTube videos of people covering my story, and let me just say how weird it is to see my real life situation on blast like that. Please remember I am a human being going through something extremely traumatizing, so keep in mind when commenting, reaching out to me. I've received more love than anything, and I can't thank you guys enough for the overwhelming support. So we have another update, December 27th, 2025. My stepdad put a secret camera in my room and I was to blame for being secretive and having my boyfriend over when my stepdad lied and told my mum he strictly said he couldn't be over, which he literally gave me permission to have him over as they were going out of town and I would be home alone. So that was his excuse, was it? Wow. It recorded us being intimate and was streaming directly to his phone. That's exactly what I feared was happening. Oh my goodness, that is awful. I regret not following through with the police report, but was made to feel guilty. My mum held my college fund over my head, so I couldn't report it. To this day, everyone in my family accepts him and doesn't see an issue with it. I'm no contact with him and low contact with my mum, but during the time we found the camera, my mum ignored me for an entire week while my entire world crashed around me. No calls to make sure I was okay. I immediately packed my things and stayed with another relative who now maintains contact with my mum and stepdad. No text to check in on how I was doing mentally. Still avoids the conversation to this day. She goes to church and now prays. I will heal and come back around. I'm engaged now to my boyfriend and he has no clue that she won't be invited to my wedding. Planning on moving across the country to cut contact with her and my siblings, who are also brainwashed and have supported my stepdad. If I could go back in time, I'd have followed through with the police report and pressed charges. I'm not as scared or naive as I was back then, and sure as hell not as tolerant to those behaviours now. I trust a lot less and protect my peace a little more now. Well, I am really glad that the OP is doing okay and, you know, they've managed to move past it. It is a shame that they didn't move forward with the police report, but also I do get it. Because of a lot of the time as well, with things like that, it seems to be that the victim of it gets dragged through worse than the actual flipping perpetrator does. So I do understand it. But yeah, shame on the mum for taking the stepdad side. I'm sorry, but I don't even care what excuse he'd given. The fact that he has had videos of her being intimate with her boyfriend on his phone would be enough to have me go absolutely mental at him. Like, he wouldn't be a thing in my life anymore if I was her mum. He would be long gone. So down in the comments, apprehensive23474 says, my stepdad got to my mum before I was able to, which is sickening because that means he was checking the cameras while they were camping, realised what happened, and immediately went into blame the victim mode. And then Bobo Suda says, of course he checked the cameras. The creep was encouraging her to invite her boyfriend over before they left. Yeah, exactly. And do you know what? If he's that blasé about doing stuff like that as well, it makes me think that this is probably not the first time he's pulled a stunt like this. Let's be real. He's probably done stuff like this before. He seems very comfortable with it, which is, ugh, so wrong. Okay then, so I think that's where we're going to leave it for the day. If you made it all the way to the end with me, then I appreciate you very, very much. If you give a little like, subscribe, notifications on, that is your initiation into the Governor Void. Welcome. Whatever it is you're doing for the day, I hope you have a really good rest of the day. Don't forget to leave an offering of a comment for Big Al. Bye!